While reception of Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice may have been divisive, to say the least, many agreed Ben Affleck's performance as Batman was the highlight of the film. The actor gave us a visceral take on the character many now consider to be the best of any adaptation yet. A solo film to showcase Affleck's Batman was a foregone conclusion, and sure enough, Warner Brothers and DC Entertainment announced plans for Affleck to write, direct, and star in The Batman.
Well, here I am.
Yeah, about that. Since being announced, the project has been hindered by rumors of studio meddling, script problems, and Affleck's possible departure from directing duties. After some time, it was finally revealed that Affleck will be stepping away from the director's chair. His reasoning for doing so does ring true. His quote, "Performing this role demands focus, passion, the very best performance I can give. It has become clear that I cannot do both jobs to the level they require." This makes sense because Live by Night, Affleck's latest attempt to both direct and star in a film, resulted in a critical and financial flop for Warner Brothers. Thankfully, the studio was able to quickly secure a new director with Matt Reeves signing on to replace Affleck behind the camera. His big budget experience with the Planet of the Apes franchise may prove him to be even better suited than Affleck for such a tentpole film. But DC Warner's troubles with directors is a little bit worrying. We may never get to see David Ayer's cut of Suicide Squad after the studio hacked it apart with reshoots. Their much maligned Flash solo film has not only lost one, but two, actually three sets of directors, forcing the studio to completely remove it from their release slate. Warner Brothers' spotty history with directors doesn't instill the most confidence. They've yet to let a director handle the movie their way without interfering somehow. But whatever the issues may be, the buck absolutely needs to stop with the Batman. The viability of the DCEU is tied directly to the success of their marquee character. Yes, Suicide Squad proved that you can still rake in a shitload of cash with a mediocre film, but Batman isn't just any character. He's a brand. His films have outgrossed all DC Comics adaptations combined. For Warner Brothers, Batman means business, and there can be no DCEU without him. In regards to creative matters, the film star is something of an ace in the hole for Warner Brothers. Not only is Ben Affleck highly regarded in the role, but he has a unique combination of Hollywood pedigree and geek credibility. Though he's no longer in the director's chair, he's still the top producer on the project. His keen sensibilities on filmmaking and the character are going to be critical to its success. Now, baggage aside, the pairing of Matt Reeves and Ben Affleck looks amazing on paper. It's difficult to see them not creating a great film, but the fate of the character isn't fully in their control. Before cameras even come close to rolling on the Batman, Affleck will next see action as part of the ensemble in Zack Snyder's Justice League. Now, putting it mildly, Zack Snyder isn't the most dependable of directors. And if a subpar Justice League further tempers anticipation for the Batman, Reeves and Affleck will face an uphill battle to win over fans. Warner Brothers has the doubly difficult task of nailing both of Batman's next live-action appearances. If either one of those fail, the whole DCEU could collapse within on itself. Now, even though the sky looks a little bit gloomy, there's still a silver lining there. With all the delays comes the extra timing for Warner Brothers to really focus and get the Batman right. No buzzsaw editing jobs, no dueling cuts of the film, just the creator's vision for what they are trying to accomplish with the character. Now, I hate to bring up the other guys, but what Marvel was able to accomplish with building the MCU was all possible due to the success of Iron Man back in 2008. That success allowed them to absorb a couple of missteps early in the formation of the MCU. It proved that all it takes is one really solid film to stabilize the entire franchise. So far, the DCEU's most critically well-received film was Man of Steel. And for some reason, a Man of Steel sequel is nowhere in sight. It almost feels as if Warner Brothers doesn't even have confidence in the property or the character. This lack of confidence permeates their projects and has led to a number of poor decisions on the part of Warner Brothers. With the Batman, they have to end this trend. If Batman isn't successful, or doesn't hit or resonate with fans the way it should, the DCEU can certainly survive, but it can't thrive. For insights like these and more, be sure to visit HeroIndex.net, and of course, hit like and subscribe.